down real quick.
All right, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Blend Blazers podcast with your host, Ricardo D. Rice. So listen, y'all know I'm an old head all day, every day. Everybody know I look young, but I'm 43. So I love the old stuff. So the guy that's in the studio today is one of my 2000s, that sweet spot where, you know, all the things, everything was fun and life was fun and we didn't have a care in the world. So I'm so excited to introduce Lil Zane. What's going on today,
What's going on, big dog? How you doing? Thank you for having me.
It is absolutely my pleasure. I'm so excited. So today we're going to get into all the great stuff because he's still out here moving and shaking and making and doing what he does best. So introduce yourself to the people for those that do not know.
For those that do not know me, I go by the name of Lil Zane, a.k.a. Zane Copeland Jr. You know, you might know me from movies like Dr. Dolittle 2, movies like Finding Forrester with Sean Connery, Fighting Temptations, and latest BMF. But I also do music. I start off doing music. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Born in Yonkers, raised in Atlanta, Georgia. And, you know, but I lived all over, from L.A. to Miami. And I'm a son, a father, you know, a son, a father, a husband, an entrepreneur, a big brother, you know, CEO, producer, writer, you know, the list goes on.
All right, so let's get into it. So most people don't know that you actually started in a group.
Right.
Tell me about the group.
Well, I started in a group when I was young, about 10, 11, and we were called Chronic. We originally called KWA, Kids with Attitudes, but when we got a record deal, we wanted to be from the West Coast so bad. We originally called KWA, Kids with Attitudes, but then when Dr. Dre came out with the album The Chronic, we changed our name to Chronic. KRONIC, Kids Rapping on New Ideas and Concepts.
Wait, that was an acronym? I thought that just came with that because of the album The Chronic.
Nah,
that was an acronym?
It was called Chronic, but, you know, the label was like, how y'all call Chronic and y'all only 12? Like, what do y'all know about Chronic?
Yeah.
And so, me being the person I am, I hurry up before they decided we couldn't use the name. I said, it's an acronym. It stands for Kids Rapping on New Ideas and Concepts. And no one could argue with me. No one could argue at that point.
I did not. When I saw that, I was like, because I said the same. I was like, they're like 12. Why would they be named The Chronic? And then I thought about the Dr. Dre thing, but you thought that on the spot.
I thought that on the spot. Well, when the Dr. Dre album came out, I was a huge Dre fan, a huge Snoop fan, huge West Coast fan all around. Like, now that I think about it, as a kid, I was a big West Coast fan, from Ice Cube to Pac to Dre. You know, people I hung out with was real. You know, I was Atlanta, but if I wasn't listening to something from Atlanta, I listened to music all over. Let me correct that. But I was heavily into the West Coast music, you know. So I used to try to emulate Snoop and Dre, and, you know, I wanted to be that little gangster so bad. That's why the group was called Chronic, and we was kind of like the baby Naughty by Nature.
Well, you had your moment with Pac, because you spoke about your moment with Pac. Tell me about that moment with Pac.
Yeah, the moment with Pac came, it was just so genuine. As a kid, I was signed to RCA Records in the group Chronic. So they were doing, you know, Jack the Rapper. They had all these rapping conventions, music conventions, kind of like they have now. But this one particular convention was called Jack the Rapper, and it was like 93. And I was a kid, probably like 10 at this time. And a lady named Mary Jo Moore introduced me to Pac at the Jack the Rapper. So, you know, he ended up seeing my group, and he was like, rap something for me. And so the other two was kind of nervous, you know what I'm saying? And they kind of froze up a little bit. Shout out to E-Double and Bay Boy. But, you know, I end up jumping out there, always being that one that just, I got you. So I started kicking the rap. I kicked the rap. And he like, yeah, that's dope. You kind of remind me of me when I was younger. And that kind of stuck with me as a kid. Like, if you're looking up to someone as a kid, that's like Kobe meeting Michael Jordan and showing him a move, and then Jordan saying, dang, you remind me of me. He might not even meant nothing by it. He was probably trying to just be nice. But Kobe took that and ran with it. So, you know, I took that, ran with it, and, you know, I eventually end up, you know, seeing Pac several more times, and, you know, just feeling like that was big bro when I did see him out in Atlanta. He actually lived in Stone Mountain. I was raised in Stone Mountain. His mom lived in Stone Mountain before she passed away. And I eventually got to go to his mom's house and meet his mom and have barbecue with his mom and the Outlaws.
For you.
Yeah, the Outlaws. Shout out to the Outlaws too. You know what I'm saying? Just the Outlaws, his mom. You know, so me being a fan of Pac, to meeting Pac, to being told, yo, you kind of remind me of me, whether he meant it or not, I just took that as a kid and ran with it. And it was inspirational to me, and I held on to that for like till this day. I held on to, like, I remember, and I had people that was there that could vouch, like I met him and what he said, and you know what I'm saying?
That predates social media when we take a picture immediately and put it up and post it.
And I've told this story millions of times. I tell it the same way every time. You know what I'm saying? You could probably catch me at the age 18 telling the same story. I've never changed the story up. It's always been the same story.
So it was interesting that you succeeded a group. What was that like? Like, we see like Diana Ross lead the Supremes and things like that.
I wouldn't say we succeeded.
There's always
I guess we succeeded because I still got to the point where it opened up a lot of doors for me. A lot of people that I know now, I know from that group. So yeah, really? I did succeed. I take that back. I succeed because success is in steps. You never succeed and just be stuck. You succeed tomorrow and that's you done. You succeeded. Then you out of there. You know what I'm saying? You always got to keep succeeding, right?
That's not that you don't love them. It's just sometimes there's just like when people talk about Destiny's Child, they just know Beyonce just always stood out, like a work ethic or whatever the case may be. So it's just in your group, you stood out.
Facts. So in music, because one of the other group member cuts hair. I can't cut hair, so he would stand out in that. Mm-hmm. But the other group member now, that's my brother. He does, paints. He could paint a house, tear the floor up, do everything from the ground up. I can't do that, but I put together a team and I have a company that does that. You know what I'm saying? I can do it. I can create somebody else to do it. But so yeah, in that perspective of it, yeah, like music was where I excelled at in the entertainment. Like I was destined to be that.
Like you managed to walk, and we're going to go through, but you managed to walk through a lot of spaces that people have to prepare for, take time for, and you just managed to just kind of walk in them. And I was actually blown away by a lot of that stuff. So you leave the group, now you're on your own.
Right.
And you land in the space to become Lil Zane. What did that look like? Like, because I know there was contracts, which I am going to get into the $50 million contract that you got. But like, you're on your own. You're what, 13, 14, just left the group.
Right.
So what is happening in this space? What are you thinking in this space?
The group, we had a record deal. The record deal folded. I think really we was, the label folded. We were signed to Caper RCA, so it was kind of like being signed to Bad Boy Arista or Grand Hustle Atlantic. Okay. So I was signed to a production company, a label that had a deal with RCA. That label folded. And I think we just got caught up in the process of it. And at that time, the group was having a lot of, difficulties because, we were going through management issues and, it was just a lot of stuff with growing pains. Our parents just coming into stardom and they never had no kids that had record deals. So it was a lot of the money issues and arguing back and forth and, who should do this and who should get this. So, once the group dispersed, my cousin moved to Florida. My brother and me, decided to, my brother wanted to go into sports. And I decided to keep just doing music. And I worked on myself for about 3 years, from like 14 to like 17. I was just, learning how to write, learning how to, learn different styles and, just studying the music industry. And at 17, when I turned 17, I ran back into one of the brothers that, one of the guys that helped me with my deal with Caper. With RCA, sorry for the mic. But once I ran back into that brother, I'm like, yo, I'm ready again. This time I'm solo. Listen.
Wait, was it Kevin Wells or somebody before that?
Yeah, I don't like to mention his name really, but you know what I'm saying? Some guy. You know what I'm saying?
Some guy, he or she.
My guy, you know what I'm saying? But, still my guy, but, I don't like to put too much light, you know what I mean? This the light right here. Fact. You know what I mean? So, but no hard feelings, but just, you don't put a certain light on certain things, but you can't change the story, Met a guy that I'm appreciative of that, I brought him into my first situation, though. So that's one thing you got to remember. It wasn't like someone's finding the situation and helping us. It's like I would find situations and say, hey, I got the situation on the table, but I need you to negotiate it.
That's the kind of moves I be making. Like, I need this. Like, I know you're good at this.
I know you're good at negotiating. So I kind of, at 12, I found him, you know what I'm saying? And so fast forward years later, just to catch up, I want to drag it on, but fast forward years later, I end up working on myself as a solo artist, and I ran back into him at a club. I was in a club at 17. I was in a 21 or older club.
I'm not even going to ask how you got in there.
I put my dad's business suit on,
to get in the club.
The suit was longer than me. You know, I just remember putting my dad's blazer on, and I ran into my man, and he like, "Yo, what you doing in here?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm back, man. I'm trying to get back on, man. Like, what's up?" He's like, "How old are you now?" I'm like, 17, man. I can sign my own contract, do whatever. I ain't got no mom, dad involved, nothing. So he's like, "All right, let me come to the house and see what you got going." And he came to the crib, and you know, once again, just like he did when I was a kid, he could see the growth. And he was like, "Yo, this kid is never gonna stop." So he ended up, you know, signing me to his label, and, you know, we did the Anywhere. He was also managing 112 at the time too, so put us together, and then we started making history from there, you know.
That Anywhere video, when I watched the other video, you were saying that the whole time you were just like, from all the stuff that was happening in the video.
It was actually the first video that had strippers in it that actually had their clothes on.
For 112, I'm not even gonna lie.
Because that's when TV was real sensitive, bro.
After 2 o'clock.
Because you know they would have not had clothes on right now.
At this point, they would have had to do everything.
They would have had to do 2 videos, like the clean and the dirty.
Yeah, because they would show the dirty one after 2 o'clock on
right.
Uncut on BET.
Remember that Tupac, how you wanted video, that clean, the dirty version? You know, so you wanted that. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was real sensitive back in the day, but now they leaned up a little bit.
Yeah, they don't even really care.
They don't care no more.
They don't care at all.
Yeah.
So after you did the 112 video and that blew up, because I'm not even gonna lie, 112 Cupid had come out, so we kind of, and Only You, so we kind of had this thing with 112. I don't think any of us expected Anywhere to come out the way it came out for 112, because they were kind of the clean cut boys. You know, their music was really good, but when that particular song came out, I was just like, oh, we going this way. Q in the shower with the girls, they bring you on, you're rapping, the girls are on the poles. It was interesting.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was,
you know, it was real raunchy, real. At that, if you think back at that moment, you know, in that moment in time, it was real. It was a risk.
A very high,
very risky.
Very.
You know,
risky.
They were church boys.
I didn't want to say it, but they were church boys.
They weren't church boys, but the image was church boys. I take that back. They weren't church boys.
It was very clean.
We did some things on the road. You know what I'm saying? We had some things going on the road. It wasn't no church boys. But the image was church boy. And, you know, they were still great guys, good guys. And I think, you know, when you're an artist and you go on place and you're like, man, it's cool performing these love ballads and stuff, but we need something to make the girls get crazy.
Give you a little edge.
And shout out to Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear got together on that writing. Then I came in and, you know, what was I doing talking like that at 17, man?
But it only took you, what, 15 minutes to write that?
So that means it was on my mind.
Yeah,
I've been thinking. However I was, whatever I wrote, that mean I had been thinking like that. So it's like if you wrote that,
was all over.
It's like writing an essay in 15 minutes. It's like, boy, you been studying? So it's like I sit back and I'm like, yo, at 17.
Because you literally said you left and went home. You said, give me 15 minutes. You left, went home, and then came back with that. I'm like, 15 minutes? Like,
yeah. But then if you think about the 17-year-olds and the 18-year-olds rapping right now, they say some crazy stuff too. So, you know.
Crazy is an understatement to the stuff.
I think at 17, 18, you just going through that period where you just, and you're an artist too, you just, you it's whatever. It's like, I'm starting to have sex. I'm starting to experience. I'm starting to experience with the streets. I'm, you know, the little weed smoking, and I might pop an ecstasy or something. Like, you know, it's them crazy little things because you're young and you're experimenting. You know what I mean? And I was just letting it out. You know what I mean? I think at that time I was I was exploring my sexuality. You know what I'm saying? And
you're 17, so
I'm 17. I was trying to hit everything moving, bro. I wasn't trying to miss, dog.
I'm actually kind of interested. What was touring life like at that age? Like, because your parents, it was just you, right?
It was just me.
So you're on tour with
30 guys.
What did you learn from touring on that first bout? Like, what was some of the things that were mind blowing outside of the girls and all the freedom that you have? Like, what was something that you learned touring that early?
Something that I learned touring that early that sticks in my brain.
Not the escapades, but
okay. So something I learned early touring that sticks in my brain is, you know, you definitely want to never ever in your life.
It's not going well.
Never ever in your life, you know what I'm saying, leave what happens in that city in that city.
That's a given.
But I'm saying, dog, I used to meet girls, bro, and then be like, they be with me like 5 cities, bro. And then I end up, how you get home? They be like, I don't know. And I'm just like,
seriously.
it's like you jumped on here, you didn't know how to, like, it's like, and at that time I think I was so young, I don't think I was even thinking. So, but honestly, the first thing you learn on the road, man, I think as a young entertainer is just, it's business first. It's business first, man. That's just being honest. Like, I was being silly before, but it's business first, because a lot of times you get to these cities and you want to have fun and but it's like, let's handle the business first.
So did y'all have, so I know that when young girls travel, they typically have handlers, like somebody, an aunt or somebody like mama. Like, did y'all have that? Did y'all have like some handlers? Okay, never mind. I don't even want to know. You give me
Who gonna handle me? What? A handler.
Sometimes they put it in the
Well,
girls'
I needed
contract.
a tamer. I needed a security, a correctional officer with me, like handling Lil Zane on the road. Boy, we was crazy. It's like ain't no handling us. It's keep up with us. It ain't no handling. It's keep up. You know what I'm saying? We need to put someone on the road with him that can keep up, because he don't sleep. I'm the type person, I'm throwing an after party every show in my room. It's an after party, but then there's an after party.
Oh, good Lord.
We got kicked out of so many hotels.
So that's the thing. Like, I hear people say that. It was like, yeah, we were younger, we literally got put out of hotels. So that's the thing. Like, they literally asked y'all not to come back?
Yeah, they asked us not to come back. We don't care who you is. Especially the little one right there. Don't bring him. The one with the dimples and the jewelry on. Don't bring him. Y'all might could come back, but him, don't bring him. He the cause for all of this.
I cannot believe you wild out that. At 17,
and I wouldn't even be doing nothing, dog. I would just mess around and tell 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 girls what my hotel was. You know what I'm saying? And then it end up just being crazy. Or sometimes I tell the guys, it was so many escapades, man. Like, not just with girls, but just with fans, period. With fans, bro. Like, fans is, especially back then. Back then, fans was like really fans.
Well, you were in that space, like that 2000 good spot space where fans,
Like, now they ain't so crazy. I don't think nobody's.
Well, not when y'all on stage. They do other crazy things. Like,
but I be hearing Drake be having fans now breaking in your house.
I mean, they stalking you.
You come in the house, a fan on your couch.
They just like naked.
What's up, Drake? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been hearing some stories about, artists, and, fortunately, I ain't had nothing like that happen. But, fans are just different, from now than how they used to be. I think, people are used to seeing celebrities. I think you see celebrities now a little more often. Like,
yeah, they're a lot easier to come by and actually like touch per se versus in our day. Right. Back then it was like, oh my God, it's like this pedestal. It's like you can't touch him. Right. Now it's like, no, I can go to the club and literally see them next weekend.
I can get on Instagram. Instagram make you feel like you seen people.
Literally.
I be seeing people sometimes I ain't saw in years, but because I seen them on Instagram, I feel like I seen them yesterday.
Like, we just talked
yesterday. So I be in my bed, what's up, dog? You been good? They be like, bruh, we ain't seen each other in 4 years. I'm like, but I know everything you doing. Like, I know your grandma just passed. I know you know what I'm saying? I know you been moving. You just started that business. You know what I'm saying? You and your girl got into a fight yesterday. It's like, I know your whole life because you live on Instagram.
Especially them lives. It's like, I just saw you yesterday.
Yeah, so I got to remind myself sometime, like, I ain't see old boy in a minute. Like, let me chop it up with him. Because sometimes social media make you forget that you ain't seen this person in a while.
You did.
I actually catch myself. I be like, my bad, dog. I'm talking like I just seen you yesterday. What's up, dog? You know what I'm saying? How you been, man? Besides this stuff you show me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the obvious stuff. Like, what's really going on?
I only show like 2% of my life on Instagram. Like, but some people show, I ain't gonna say 100. Maybe nobody shows 100 because they don't want you to see that real.
No,
but they show it's some showing about 80%, 90%.
Or 90% of it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like everything. I ate this today. I'm wearing this tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm finna drink this water. Hold on.
Literally. And they're not even branding. They're just like drinking water, like regular water. It's like, that's not even your water. Like,
I ain't never been like that, man. That's why sometimes I might disappear for a minute and people be like, oh, what you been doing? It's like, I'm still working, but I don't got to put it out there all the time. Like how Jay-Z said, just disappear for a year.
Oh, Jay-Z and I tell people all the time, Beyonce and Jay-Z are a marketing study, like how to control your narrative.
Bro, they disappear. Don't know anything. They disappear and reappear like Houdini.
It literally, and it's like the instance they do it, especially Beyonce, like she can be like, I'm dropping the album at 12 o'clock. It's sold out before it even drops. All the pre-sales are gone. Like it's a lesson in controlling your narrative.
I kind of do the same thing though. You know what I'm saying? I might not did it on that level. and I'm getting there though. But I came on RCA. You know what I'm saying? I might have been on. They see me with Chronic. Then I might disappear a couple years, and pop back on Anywhere. Then I disappear a couple years, and pop out on Finding Forrester. Then what I'm saying, then you disappear a couple years, you pop up on TV shows, and so I kind of do the same thing, and that's the way I try to control my narrative.
I mean, that's really what it's all about. But you made a choice. So you had the choice of signing to Bad Boy or signing with the label you ended up signing with.
Right.
How did you make that choice? It's Diddy, and I think you were like in the room with Diddy when you had to make this choice. How did you make that choice? What did you base it on? Because at that time, Bad Boy was hot. Like 112 was on it.
Yeah. I think it's just my loyalty, man. Just my loyalty. The guy I was working with that was kind of running the label that I was signed to. That was running the label I was signed to. Him and Diddy were good friends at the time. I don't know if they still are, but they were good friends. So it was kind of like my way of showing my loyalty to who the people I came in with, And I respected the fact that it was given a choice, because sometimes it's like somebody won't even tell you somebody trying to give you a bag.
No, they just do it.
So he pulled me in the room, but I don't think that was my man's decision. I think Diddy was like, "Bring him in here, then. Let me ask. Let me ask him myself."
Diddy now? Yeah, he probably
Diddy. Let me bring him in and ask him. That's because that's how it was. It was kind of like, me and you going after the same girl, and we just like, bring her in here right now. Who you want?
Yeah, who she can go with?
Which one you going with? You want him or you want me? And either one you choose, it's all good. But who? Make a choice right now. And I'm like, looking at both of them crazy, and I'm like, yo, man, y'all, it's a setup, because y'all best friends. It's like me and you best friends. If she's smart, she gonna know it's a setup because we best friends. It's like
there's no good outcome.
So I'm just like, listen, Mr. Diddy. I said, at this time he wasn't Diddy, he was Puffy. Mr. Puffy. I said, yo, Puff, I gotta go with my dog. And he said, why?
I was I don't think, who tells Diddy no?
He said, I know, who tells Diddy no? I probably was stupid. I probably was the stupidest guy.
I mean, like you said.
Sorry, Diddy, my bad, Diddy. Let's do it. Hey, Diddy, ask me again. When I see you, ask me again, Diddy. Ask me again.
I mean, you could have been with like Faith.
You know what I'm saying? Man.
112.
Man, it could have been Lil Kim, Lil Zane. We could have been the Littles. You know what I'm saying? We could have put a group out. Little him, little her. You know what I'm saying? It could have been something
there was
crazy.
So many Littles, like in that clique.
Man. You know what I'm saying? But we stupid, dog. But listen, so he was like, why? And I was like, cuz, man, I know where to find this guy at. Like, this guy's from my hood. This guy's from my project. Boy, you be on jets, boy. I don't know how to get to you. If you owe me a bag, bro, how I'm going to get to you?
You really told him that?
Damn near.
What did he say?
I can't remember the words word for word, but I'm like, but I remember I said, I know, bro. I could get the bro. And I probably thought like that as a kid. Like, if he crossed me, I can get the bro.
That's actually not a bad line of thinking.
Yo, no, I was kind of gangster with it.
You really was.
I said, yo, I could get, because I remember them exact words was, I remember everything I said, but I remember I could get the bro, but I can't. You beyond my reach, dog. Like, if we get into it, I gotta send the lawyers. I gotta look for you, send detectives. I can go to this. I can go to his house. Like, I felt like that. I said I can go to his house and get my paperwork straight. Like, so and on top of that was the loyalty, man. Just I had a vision for me and my man, and we was I had the biggest label ever and signed. I wanted to sign the next big artist after that.
So you end up signing a $15 million contract, correct?
I don't remember the exact numbers because it's so long ago, but
rightfully so.
It was a big deal. It was some big money though.
I was actually blown away at the fact that you said you were on the road doing Calling Me for 2 years before y'all realized y'all didn't put together an album for that.
Yeah, we was on the road doing Calling Me for about 2 years, and we was having so much fun touring. I'm talking, we went on tour with Whitney Houston. We went on tour.
Wait, you went on tour with Whitney Houston?
Yeah, I went on tour with Whitney Houston.
What was that? What was that?
For like 50 cities, 40 cities.
What was that like?
Amazing.
I gotta know.
I was on the tour with Whitney, Bobby. It was crazy.
When they were together?
Yeah.
Please don't tell me you were with them when they had Something in Common out.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it was. I know it had been. It probably came out years before, but when she was on tour, they sung that on the road and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it was 50 city tours. Actually, 112 was on the tour with her, and they took me out. So I would just come out. They did like 40, 50 cities. So I would come out with them and do my little verse. You know what I'm saying? But we stole the show. Them little 30 seconds. Hey, that was everything to me, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm getting every second of it too.
As you should.
I'm trying to hit everywhere on the stage. I done ran to the back of the crowd and came back in 30 seconds. They like, boy. Like shout out to 112, man. Like, those are the days. And rest in peace to Whitney, man. And bless Bobby and Lil Christina. Bobby Christina was a kid. She was a baby. She was a baby. You know what I'm saying? Damn near baby. Like, we was out there. So, you know, that was hurtful too, watching her go too. Like, because I remember having them water gun fights on the Whitney Houston tour and stopping at a soul food spot. And yeah, we got 60 with us. They're like, what?
And one of them is Whitney Houston. One of them
is Whitney, and the other one's Bobby. We got 112 and Lil Zane. Imagine how that tour was.
I didn't want to be a server.
Because our dancers, everybody, Whitney had dancers, we had dancers, and they all was like young and fly. So we hit these cities, we go out together. We was turning up. You know, don't think Whitney Houston tour wasn't crazy. Whitney Houston tour was like damn near like a rap tour.
Are you trying to... Seriously?
It was like damn near like a rap tour.
Is that because she had Bobby with her or just Whitney solo? Because, you know, Bobby attests to that this day that Whitney is a lot wilder than we thought she was.
Man, Whitney and they was lit together. They was lit by themselves together. They was lit. You know what I mean? Shout out to Bobby. I just saw Bobby recently. Like, shout out to Bobby, you know, but rest in peace to Whitney. She was lit, though. She was lit.
I don't want to know anymore. I don't want to know.
She was lit. In a good way, in a great way. Like, so caring, so nurturing, like, you wouldn't think it was just her tour. It's like, this is our tour. Like, we're out here together.
Well, that was nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like, of course she's making more money.
I'm about to say, I wouldn't.
If she comes through, you better move out the way. About to say, but this is our tour. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but she made you feel like that, you know, and you know, and it was just amazing watching someone like that, you know. Imagine being able to watch Whitney 40, 50 cities straight.
Just flat foot. Whitney's a singer,
going
so to
crazy.
watch her flat foot just sing.
Then kicking it with her afterwards. And, you know, I ain't going to sit here and act like I kicked it every day with her. Like, she a superstar, you know.
Yeah, but just one or two times.
But, you know, it was more than 1 or 2 times. We saw her every day, said hi every day. But, you know, out of 50 cities, we probably kicked it a good 20 times. 25 times, you know. That's
enough. Like I said, if I'd have gotten 1 or 2 times to sit down with Whitney, I'd have been.
And you know what's crazy?
Over the moon.
Why don't I have pictures? Like, there's probably somebody out there with pictures, but I don't. Like, I'm saying as far as, like, the time we live in now. You know, it would have been pictures. It would have been footage. Like, we were so cool. Even me, I think I was too cool for my own self, dog. Like, that's why I said I was kind of cocky. But even though I probably wasn't acting cocky to Whitney, but in my way, in my own mind, I'm like, dog, you stupid. You didn't get no footage with Whitney. Like, I should have hella footage with me and Whitney.
Yeah, but when you're young, you don't think those moments will ever stop. So you're in them. So you don't think like that. Like, I think about it now. I'm like, I had people that I grew up with. I'm like, we never took any pictures. My aunt died. I was like, I have no pictures with my aunt. But we were in those moments. So it wasn't anything we thought about like, oh, I should commemorate this moment because I want to be able to tell this story later on. Right. The fact that you can tell the story.
The fact you can tell the story. And the fact you can tell a story and no one can say you're lying.
Literally, like, I'm not about to say you didn't sit down with Whitney.
It's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Every story I ever told, no one's ever came out and been like, oh, that didn't happen. Like, I always tell the facts, man.
But you ended up on another tour as well. So you ended up on a Scream tour too.
Scream tour too, yeah.
Well, do I want to know what that was like? Like, now you with a whole group of other wild, like 112, they probably did some things, but the Scream tour?
The Scream tour, that was more like.
Because, all right, so who all was on that tour with you?
If I could remember, man.
I think it was like, was B2K out then?
B2K was just getting started.
had to be there.
It was just getting started. Bow Wow was headlining. Then it was me.
Was that everybody?
Yeah, it was me, Bow Wow, kid by the name of Johnny, Lil Johnny. They used to be out from Detroit. It was me, B2K, Bow Wow, and Lil Johnny.
That's it?
Yeah.
What was that like? Because I heard the story about Bow Wow and you came out the dressing room dressed alike and he ended up having to change. And I was like, ooh, I can't imagine y'all walked out what that looked like.
No, that was on the hardball video. You know, we had the same jersey on and he wasn't trying to take his off. I wasn't trying to take mine off. I'm like, I'm from Atlanta, dog. He's like, well, I live in Atlanta. I'm like, but you from Ohio. What you talk about? Put your Ohio jersey on, bruh. And he Bow gonna be Bow. So he was like, and then Jermaine had came out. I was like, well, typically, I mean, he's right. Excuse me, I didn't mean hit the mic. So yeah, you know, so shout out to Jermaine, shout out to Bow Wow, man. But like, you know, just little stuff as an artist, you know, that you argue about, little stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But if if it was me now, man, I probably would have said we could both wear it, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but you had a legitimate, like,
you know what I'm saying? I had a
side. You had a legitimate side on that. Like, you from ATL.
Yeah. Because I thought it was about representing where you from. You know what I'm saying? Not where you at. Like, where you from. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I was from Atlanta. But then, in his case, he could have been like, dog, you from New York. You was born in New York.
That is very true.
So if you look at it,
assuming he knew that though. Maybe
I don't think he knew that. You know what I'm saying? He
probably would have used that. Would have been some good leverage. Like, you ain't even like you.
Because I repped the A so hard, he probably couldn't tell. But really, if he did his research, he probably been like, well, you from New York? Then go put the New York jersey on. Go put you what's the Yankees jersey on there. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm older now and I see, like, it's so funny. It's like he could have said that. But
yeah, I mean, assuming he knew, yeah, he definitely could have like done that.
But I was the best lawyer in that case.
You did present a pretty good side. I'm not even.
I won the trial. I won the trial, not guilty.
I was like, that was a pretty. When I saw that angle was a very good angle to pull from in that moment.
But he's a young legend though. We both, you know, come from that era, man. You know what I mean? Again, just to be able to say, yo, me and Bow argued about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real. But I got pictures with, you know what I'm saying, Bow. We took hella stuff together. So again, young legends, man. Shout out to Bow, man. I always like to uplift my other artists, man. Like, you know, because we come from that same cloth, man. You know, he's a young star.
All right, so you ended up in a movie. And this story of how you ended up in this movie with Sean Connery of all people, how did that happen? Because I said, with you, we're not talking about you having some acting classes or like, I want to be a thespian. You just kind of walk up in spaces and be like, yeah, I'm that dude.
Nah,
so let me.
Always just bold, man. Bold and crazy. You know, I was doing MTV out in New York, and MTV or TRL, one of those. And I just happened to go across to the McDonald's to get something to eat. It was something simple like that. I seen a long line outside, you know, and it didn't look like it was for no burgers. So I was like, yo, what's going on over here? You know what I'm saying? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, we doing this audition for this movie, and boom, boom. I'm like, movie? I ain't never did a movie.
Wait, is this after the screen?
This is before the screen tour. This is before.
But people still knew who you were. So how did you just walk up to a group of people without like them fanboying?
I mean,
out?
no, the fans flipped out. But that's why I got to go to the front, because I was causing so much ruckus that the dude was just like, just come in, man. Just come in, man. You know what I'm saying? So I came in, and then we went straight in the room, and it was like, hey, this guy Lil Zane just walked up, boom, boom, and I was, you know, a nice guy, whatever, boom. My bad for interrupting. I'm over it. You know, I'm capping, I'm over. But I'm real capping. I'm like, I'm flexing. It's not really capping, I'm telling you. I'm flexing. I'm like, yeah, I'm over there at MTV right now, you know what I'm saying? #1 video, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't never did a movie, you know? Can I audition? And
that was the line. I ain't never did a movie.
You know what I'm saying? So can I audition? You know, he gave me the paper, the little sides. Now I know what they call it. Before it was the paper. He gave me the sides. Then it was like, go in the other room for like 5 minutes, you know, and try to read it. And right here, I'm like, nah, I got this. Turn the camera on. I ain't got to go in the other room. Like, it's only one page, sir.
Your level of confidence.
But I was used to writing raps. I used to write and have to remember 32. At that time, it's 16 bars. Like, so I'm like, oh, there's only 3, 4, 5 lines. I can remember this. You know what I'm saying? So turned the camera on, killed it, you know, and then left like, hey, call me. You know what I'm saying? Call me.
And then went back across the street.
Left and went back and call me. And then they called me like, yeah, we want to use him. And then I find out Busta Rhymes is in it. I find out Sean Connery's in it. I find out, you know, Rob Brown's in it. It's so many people. And I find out it's directed by Gus Van Sant, you know what I'm saying, that did Good Will Hunting. And I'm like, oh my God. Then my mom is like, my mom at the time, my grandmother at the time, rest in peace, she was a huge Sean Connery fan. So I'm like, Grandma, I'm doing a movie with some dude named Sean Connery, but Busta Rhymes too, man. Busta Rhymes. She was like, Busta Rhymes, bro. Do you know who Sean Connery is? I'm like, who? And she started pulling out the 007s. Yo, I'm excited about Busta. I'm like, Busta Rhymes in it, you know, woo y'all, got you all in chat. I'm like, yo, the one that sing that. She's like, boy, you stupid. Do you know who? Shout out to Busta, but boy, do you stupid? Do you know who Sean Connery is? I'm like, no.
Gold.
She started pulling out that 007s, the first 007s and all these. I'm just like, yo, this Sean Connery.
Do you think it would have been different if you knew who Sean Connery was out the gate? Do you think your audition would have been different if you knew that you were going to be in a space with those kinds of people? Or do you think your confidence would still been the same? You just been like,
I don't know. That's a good question. I think I would have tried to go harder on my audition probably.
I would think.
I'd probably be mad they wasn't in the room. Like, boy, you said Sean Connery was in this movie. They'd be like, this is just the audition. No, but you said, because at the time, I didn't know nothing about. If you would have told me Sean Connery's in the movie when I went in the audition, I would have thought he was in the audition. Like, I would have probably been mad. Like, where's Sean Connery at? He ain't even over here. Y'all lying.
Actually, you could look for Busta Rhymes because you were more than 30. Like,
but I didn't know. Even if you would have
like,
told me Buster was in it. As a kid at that age, I didn't know what a audition was. So I probably would have, if you would have been like, Buster's in the movie, I walked in, he wasn't in there, I would have thought you was lying. They like, bro, it ain't even that level yet. This only the casting. You know what I'm saying? So I thought I knew everything at that point. But, you know, all jokes aside, man, I think I would have just went harder on the audition. But me not knowing who was in it, Cole Reed, you know, I just was being myself, you know. And to this day, I try to remember those points. I try to remember, like, stay that kid, no matter what audition you go into, however you approach, if you're doing a show, stay that kid that had that no fear, that had that confidence, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's me to this day. Like, same confidence, same, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because y'all had to be here when
attitude.
you walked in the studio. He's just like that dude when he walks in. I'm just like,
You know what I'm saying?
Lil Zane
I'm
is
bearing gifts. Yo, my bad, I'm late, dog.
You know what? Wait, where
I hit you with the gifts. My bad,
you
I'm
know
late.
what? If
Nobody
you're
can be
gonna
mad
be
at you.
late,
You bring them some gifts.
and I'm about to teach you a lesson right now. So for future rappers, if you ever show up to Blend Blaze or the Leadership Blend, you come bearing gifts.
Yes.
Because if you don't,
Yes.
I'm not gonna be happy.
Don't come to this
See,
show and
this
you
is
ain't giving
class.
up no
This
gifts.
is class, and I even got the water too. His water.
You know what I'm saying?
So-
For you thirsty brothers out there. You know what I'm saying? We got some water for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but that's dope. Like, I just, you know, my apologies for being late. But I heard y'all was still
Yeah,
doing
we were still
something.
chopping up and stuff with Rashad. It was all good.
But I showed up fashionably late. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, here you go. Here you go.
You know, and then
I'm gonna give him his moment.
and I'm quenching your thirst at the same time. And I'm giving you something to wear. You know what I'm saying? Your next interview, you could just switch that. I know you're doing like 80 interviews today. You
no,
can
you're
switch that.
You
can
tried
switch
it, and
that
no,
and put this shirt on.
He tried it. No,
You know
he's
what
the
I'm
last
saying?
one, so it's all to the good.
Yeah.
All right, so you did that one, but now this is my favorite movie.
Right.
You did that, and then you also played the love interest of Raven Simone.
Yes.
And with Eddie Murphy.
Yes, sir.
You've got to tell me what that was like. Like Eddie, I love Raven. She's the bomb.
Me
But
too.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
It's like he's like black comedic gold.
Man.
What was that like when you first walk on the set?
Man,
of
when I
that?
first walked on the set with Eddie Murphy, man, it was like, you know,
Because he didn't really like you. He wasn't really supposed to like you in that space.
I think he thought I was weird in real life too.
Why you say that?
Cause I just walked on this trailer. He like, who let you in here? I remember I just walked in this trailer. I'm like, boy, your trailer big as hell, boy. Why your trailer so big? Was so much bigger than mine. like
said this to
that's
Eddie
how
Murphy.
cocky I was. I probably walked in Eddie Murphy's trailer and said, man, I need to talk to my agent.
I
Like,
can't.
cause he had a whole house. His trailer was a house,
It's
bro.
Eddie Murphy, like.
But bro, they had me in a little honey wagon. I'm like this, bro, reading my script, drinking my little juice. You know what I'm saying?
Raven's should have been bigger than yours too. Like Raven had.
Yeah, it was bigger than mine.
You do realize that in that space.
Yeah, it
you
was
were
bigger
not
than mine. Now,
the-
but you gotta remember who I was at the time. Who I was. I didn't give a damn about none of that. You know what I'm saying? You could tell me nothing. I'm like,
Clearly.
hold up, bro. I walked in Eddie's. He got a mansion for a trailer. I walked in
Again,
Raven's.
it's Eddie Murphy.
Raven, no, hold up. Raven got a mini mansion.
I mean,
And then
that's
I
so
got a
Raven on
shack.
Disney.
I had a shack. And my name ain't Shaquille. Like, I had a shack. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You what? We really
Man.
doing this. We really.
and we doing, but
you were like,
but it humbled me. It humbled me. You know what I'm
I
saying?
will.
But I will say,
there's that.
by the end of the movie, you know, and they had that nice suite. They pulled out the nice
God,
trailer
they fed
for me.
your ego. Oh,
you know what I'm
good
saying?
Lord.
They fed my ego. They had the nice trailer for me. They put me
Jesus.
in I remember what hotel. I was staying at the Bellage, the Wyndham Bellage. It was nice.
How about that?
I had the penthouse
expensive.
for like 2 months.
Oh, my
You know what I'm saying? So we came to an agreement. You know. But
That's what
I was one of them guys that, shout out to Eddie too, shout out to Raven. They probably thought I was crazy because I really was like, I walked in Eddie's trailer and I'm like, Eddie, we gotta talk, bro. You see what I'm over here chilling in? I'm finna start coming over here with you.
Your level of boldness is amazing to me. Like,
Miguel Sparks came to see him. I used to just trip on the people that would come visit Eddie on the set.
They're allowed to do that? I mean, if they're not like filming.
I mean, before COVID, bro, I could bring anybody on set.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought
anybody.
It was like closed.
It was like, yo, the set's here. Yo, pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
You wouldn't bring everybody because, you know, but you could, if you got 10 people pulling up, yo, I need passes, as long as they could fit in your trailer. You know what I'm saying? Mine could fit one. Mine could fit one half a person. You know, I could have got a midget in there. I could have got a midget in there with me. Yeah, could have got a midget in there, but nah. But you know, with Eddie and them, man, it was just like seeing the people come through that he had. Like it was like that's when you was seeing the real star power. Like, you know, Arsenio Hall coming through. Really? Miguel Sparks coming through. Then I learned that the lady that played his wife on Dr. Dolittle looked like his real wife in real life.
She does.
I'm talking about she walked past me and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Boom, boom. I'm talking to her like she the person, the mom in the movie. She
okay,
like,
not twins.
She like, boy, I didn't even meet you yet. I said, boy, we was just like, when she was acting, she was looking at me weird and I'm like, we were just on the set together. She's like, nah, that's the act. We just look alike. And I'm like,
they're not twins. They
no,
look alike.
Bro, they look, but they look that much alike, bro. You ever seen okay, go watch Doolittle, right? And then go watch his ex-wife now. What's her name? Chris.
Dog, I know she was on the famous ex-wife show. I can't remember.
Right.
Because she's with is she still with Michael Stratham? I don't know.
Yeah, I think she is.
But
go watch them. So it's like I'm on a set with the lady that look like her, right? And we talk chop, and then when I'm in Eddie trailer and then the wife walk in there, the vibe ain't the same. I'm like, boy, you acting funny. We was just shooting yesterday. Why you acting like that?
Clue, like,
and she like, nah, I'm his wife. I'm like, dang, they look alike.
Again, they're not twins. They do look alike, but they're not twins. You should be fired for that. They're not.
I probably was high or something.
I wasn't gonna say that, but that's kind of where I was headed.
I was probably
like,
zooted.
There's no way.
Too much weed as a teenager.
Oh, good Lord. All right, so you. All right, so you get off the tour after calling me, and then it's time to make an album.
It's time.
What was that like? Because you done been on tour for 2 years, and you've been doing this one single. Now the label's like, so we need an album. 2 years later, we need an album.
They couldn't get me to make my album in Atlanta because it was hard to keep me in the studio. It was too much to do. I knew too many people. You know, I'm famous for the first time. I'm trying to go to every old high school I used to go to, every old
you were really one of those
college campus. I
one of those.
I need everybody to know what's popping. You know what I'm saying? So if it was go to the studio or go to the club in Atlanta, I was probably going to the club. So so the label decided to fly me out to LA, and they just brought me and all my homies. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if I'm going to LA, I got to bring the whole squad. So they bought like, you know, it's about,
I'm gonna give you a pass
50,
for your age.
Yeah, that's about 15, 20 of us in the mansion. They put us in the mansion. We rented out Janet Jackson old house.
Oh, good.
Boom. You know I'm lit.
I'm about to say, I know you on a
boy. I got like 30 rooms, bro. With a pool,
idea was that?
With a pool that go from the outside to the end.
Oh my God!
From the inside to the
idea was that?
Man, my crazy manager, man.
Oh my!
But he ain't had to pay for it. He grabbing it out of our budget. So I wonder why he was so happy. Boy, I was happy when I got that bill. I got that bill, boy. Yeah. I hated Janet. I hated everybody when I got that bill. When I got that bill, I hated Janet. I hated Michael. I hated Tito. I hated all the Jacksons. Boy.
You should be mad at your manager.
I thank him because, dog, I had such a good time, bro. I had a 10-car garage.
Oh my, that you needed. That you really needed.
Yes, I did, bro. At that time, we had 10 cars. It was like we needed it. You know what I'm saying? And then I threw a crazy party. I had Biz Markie, rest in peace, I had Biz Markie DJ the party.
Are you serious?
Dog, Britney Spears and Robert De Niro walked in my party.
Stop playing.
On God.
They just show up.
On Jehovah. On Allah. They showed up, bro.
Okay, which Britney? Are we talking about Slave for You Britney?
Spears.
Or like what phase?
Spears. She was Britney Spears at this time.
Like,
Britney,
oops, I did it again, Britney?
Oops, I done it again.
Oh, you got her fresh when she was like fresh.
Oh, yeah. She came through.
I'm scared to ask.
She probably, bro, because they stayed in the same neighborhood. I didn't know, bro. This is Janet Jackson old house. So they driving home and see the party going on. What the hell going on?
So they just pull up.
And they pull up. I didn't invite them, fool.
I was going to say, like,
I didn't know them. I didn't know them. He's talking about you invite, but they just pulled up. I ain't know them.
What do you do when they show up? It's Britney Spears. Like, y'all are both
what
in
do
the
you
height
think
of
I did?
What you do?
Get
like,
them some liquor, man. Move out the way, man. Get them a drink real quick. Why is you standing there? Get Biz, put Oops, I Did It Again on, bro. Brittany, let me see you do that dance you did in the video. I'm gagged. She didn't do it, man.
I mean,
she was like, you can't pay me enough. I was just coming to see you while the music was so loud. You know what I'm saying? But when they came in, you know the craziest thing, dog? This the craziest thing, bro. You want me to tell you the craziest thing?
I'm scared, but yes.
My party was so crazy, I didn't even notice they came in.
Again, I was gonna.
I never got to speak to them, dog. I saw the pictures later.
Are you serious?
Guess where my dumb ass was at?
Where?
In the basement, getting some Oochie Coochie, my friend. Listen, bro.
I really hate you.
Listen, bro. That's how stupid I was.
How you got?
I got a house full of celebrities, Biz Marquis, DJ in my party, and I'm downstairs.
And I know he wasn't cheap.
Probably having crazy stuff. My wife's saying.
I was about to say your wife is.
But my wife knows this is my life. Like, this is entertainment. Like, I'm giving the pass. I don't do that things. I don't do those things now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm getting out of this.
With my wife.
How long did it take you to do the album? How long did it take you to get the album?
The album took about 30 days. Once they got me in the studio, it took about 30 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, we work quick. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta think, 15 songs, probably spend 2 days on each song. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was probably spending a day or two on each song. Now I do 4-5 songs in 3-4 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Crank them out now, but
it was crazy, bro. It was back in the day. Like, I couldn't write like I did, and I would think too hard. Now I just,
Well, like overthink.
I would
like
overthink
the lyrics
it, bro.
And stuff?
And then I think I'll be pressured because they bought the time. They bought the time, and I'm always had somebody on my back, like, we only got to 10:30. Once I got to the point where we bought our own studios and stuff like that, you don't feel that pressure of having to have the song done at a certain time. You know what I mean? So then it's like you just going through them now.
Literally, because you can. Like, you're not on nobody's time.
Now, like, now I could book a studio anytime and just know, okay, 4 to 8, I know I'm going to come out with at least 3 joints. You know what I mean? Like, I don't try to pressure myself, but I just know I'm going to come out with like 3 songs.
All right, so let's actually stay in that space. So you did the first album, it comes out, and then you end up falling in a space that now we're hearing a lot more about from artists from your day. Somebody buys the label, and they bring in their executives, and now you're caught in that middle space of what we doing with Lil Zane. Like, talk about that for me.
Going through a crazy label change. I think I was signed to Priority, then Priority got bought by Capitol, and I got caught up in that. Me and my management were going through we were trying to figure out what we were doing, and I was getting new management. I started the acting thing too, so I was getting acting money, so I wasn't just accepting any money that somebody else was throwing me.
Out the gate, you had Sean Connery and Eddie Murphy on your resume.
And I was getting at the time like 80, 100 grand a movie. You know what I mean? So off top. So I found another way to get money outside of music. So then it was even harder to just give me anything. So we were going through a little label change. Priority got bought by Capitol. And, anytime a label's going through a change, that's already one situation. Then I'm going through a management change. Then I'm already young and probably uncontrollable.
Probably.
Don't really know the business. I knew I was smart, but didn't really know the business like I needed to know it. Just knew enough to get by, but really understanding it. And I ain't gonna take anything for myself. I knew the business, but I just think that I was moving a lot off of feelings and not being a businessman. I only was in the situation I was in because I was trying to be loyal to somebody. If you take the feelings out of it, I would have handled my business. You know what I'm saying? But then I eventually caught on, started handling my business. The deals started getting better. And, when the label merged, I kind of went to them and was like, what are we doing? And they wasn't opening up at first. They switched different owners, different things. So God lucked up, and I end up going to LA out of the blue one day to kind of just call myself going to straighten them out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going up there, and I'm going to act like Suge Knight. And I'm going to say,
tell me you brought a bat.
I'm going to say, like, yo, I think I bought a BB gun or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a slingshot or something. And I'm like, nah, jokes aside, I probably in my head at that time, I'm trying to think of the young Z. I probably was just like, I'm finna go talk to these folks.
What,
like,
the executives?
The executives, the mailman, everybody was gonna catch it. Like, I need to get off this label. So then, as I'm on the plane about to land, that's how God is. I turn on my phone. You ain't supposed to turn your phone on in the air.
Literally, you supposed to.
But I ain't had nowhere to go. I just jumped on the plane to go to LA to go straighten some stuff, but I ain't had nowhere to stay. So I was like, damn, I ain't even thought of who gonna pick me up from the airport. So I cut my phone on, and as soon as I cut my phone on, my phone rang. And it was my dog, Santiago. What up, Santiago? And he like, yo, what up, dog? And I'm like, man, chill, I just landed in LA, man. I don't know where I'm gonna go. He's like, fool, I'm in LA. I'm staying in Sherman Oaks, bro. Nice area, rich area. I said, man, I need somewhere to stay. He said, I got an extra bedroom over here. So boom, I landed. And from right there, I'm like, okay, boom. So when he got me to the house, he's staying with like these white people, right? Cool white folks. But he black. I'm like, bro, where all these white people come from, bro? Right? Because it's like a 3-bedroom, but it's like white people in every room. I'm like, where all these white boys come from? It was 3 brothers named the Forrester brothers, right? Shout out to the Forrester brothers. And they like, what's up, Zane? I'm like, what's up, man? And I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, what they do? He's like, they managers. They music managers. And I'm like, okay. He was like, what's your situation? I'm like, man, I'm over at Capitol, man. I'm coming to straighten them out, man. He was like, oh, my buddy John Polk, he works at Capitol. Let me give John Polk a call. I remember that name, John Polk. So then, for months, I was trying to get my contract straight or get my budget open, whatever. Man, they called John Polk in less than 10 minutes. They're like, budget open.
Are you
bruh? Like, for real, bro. Like, literally, like, I mean, it happened that quick, but like, oh, that's my buddy. We went up there, and next thing I know, my budget was back open again. I got me a nice little advance up front. You know what I'm saying? I was arguing for months trying to get that. So then that's when I learned the business of it's not what you know, but who you know.
Literally.
Sorry, my stories are so long, drawn out.
It's
like
actually good.
I have fun. Like I just try to get to people. You know what I'm saying? Just
like this is like we talk about purpose and things of that magnitude, and to just get on a plane.
I be trying to get to the point, but it's so much of the intricate things.
Why do you think you're here? I don't want the straight stuff. I want to go.
I was gonna give you the straight answer. I was gonna give you
what? What were you gonna say?
I was gonna be like, nah, nope, yes.
We ain't been doing that the whole time. Why you gonna start now? We ain't been doing that the whole time.
I'm saying I started to come in like that. You know, some interviews be like that. So where you from? Atlanta. So do you like doing music? What you like about music? Everything. Hey, so
yeah, and I'm like, Amesh, let's regroup. We're gonna cut this and start over again. We gonna cut this.
So the only time I ever give just a side note for anybody that interviews me in the future, you know, I cancel an interview quick if my energy ain't right.
I actually respect that versus coming in the studio like what you.
If my energy ain't right, it don't even have to be nothing y'all did. You know, my publicist will tell you I'm an energy guy, bro. I turned down a movie the other day because they wasn't really trying to handle me like I thought they should handle me. And I said, they were like, but we did it before. Like, you worked with us before. You was such a good guy. And I had to have my manager say, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if I could be that same jolly good guy knowing that you guys are trying to get over me.
Facts. And rightfully so.
Like my energy ain't even gonna be right. So as bad as I want to do it, I don't even want to do that to y'all. Because my energy, I like to have that good energy, bro. Like, if you gonna do something, do it right. So if my energy ain't right, I don't get out the bed till my energy right, bro. Like, no cap, if I wake up and I'm feeling like, I lay there, bro, and think of all the good things, everything that I got going on, and, you know, my day and how, you know, and I don't touch the ground until I feel that energy, like, okay, all right, let's get up and get it. Because sometimes you don't always wake up in a great mood. You know I don't. Like,
no,
I'm a Cancer, so I do get moody.
Oh, I'm a Scorpio, so, you know, we
get along. Yeah, we
kind of make it do what it do.
Exactly. So you know how it is. You might wake up on that Scorpio vibe, like.
And either I'm laying in bed or I'm going to command the day. One of the two. We're doing one of these two things. Either I'm commanding the day, or I'm going to wait till I feel better. One of the two.
But
y'all
big.
Have to wait.
Right. But I'm big on energy though, big dog. I get up, light an incense, light some sage,
I knew you.
Crack a
I was
window.
gonna ask you that, but I knew you were gonna say. I was like, he's got to be like a sage crystal.
I'm big on
that
crystals. I got,
that kind of
I got 3 rocks I keep in my car. That's my good luck rocks. You know what I'm saying?
What color are they?
They different in like charcoal gray. I get different color, charcoal gray, or blue, dark blue. It's like, I got it in the car, but first of all, God is just everything. You gotta believe in God. Everything else is just extra. It's like what you put into it. The rocks might just be regular rocks. But if I think this water is gonna heal me, dog, I could turn this to healing water with my mind. That's how you gotta use your mind. You know what I'm saying? I talk to my water, bro.
And say what?
I talk to her like, you gonna be good for me. You gonna be good for me. You my baby. I'm about to drink you right now, baby. Love you, baby.
Moving on. I'm not about to do this today. Moving on. I'm not doing this.
No, dog, you ever heard talk to your plants?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Okay. You don't talk to your car?
It depends.
Boy, I talk to my car.
What do you say to your... Do you even drive your car?
Sometimes.
It's not often.
But that's why the car be mad, because I don't never drive it.
So what do you
when
say
I do drive it,
it,
I'm like, Bessie, like, you gonna get me there. You gonna get me there, baby.
Bessie, you have money.
You gonna
should
get
not
me
be
there,
driving
baby.
a Bessie. You should be driving
my Beamer name is Betsy, bro.
Why would you name your Beamer Betsy?
It's the first name that came to me, dog. Whoa.
You need to consult the crystals. I don't think that's...
It's probably another name. I'll give her AKA name. But Betsy was just the first name that came.
I'm not going to ask
you. It looked like a Betsy, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, Betsy, I need you. Like, anytime I get in my car, I'm just like, yo, make sure we good, baby. You know what I'm saying? You might go out of town for a good 2 months and come back, and I'm like, look, I don't need you to have them problems. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not doing this. I'm moving on. I'm not doing this with you. I refuse.
Nah.
All right. You said on your second album that you feel like Tank saved your second album. What was that like working with Tank?
Yeah,
like before
definitely.
he was like Tank. Like now he's like Tank.
Yeah.
What was that like working with him before he became like Tank? He was popping, but now he's like a king of R&B type space. So what was that first encounter like with Tank?
Working with Tank was amazing, man. I needed a feature to come through for the album. I think I originally went after Tyrese, but he had, I think he was doing Transformers at the time. He started Transformers.
Oh yeah.
So
he was getting a check.
And I don't think I could afford Tyrese at the time. I don't think.
Wasn't gonna say when he hit Transformers, like,
and my politic game wasn't like it is now. I probably could have got Tyrese and Tank on the joint. You know what I'm saying? The Z now, but again, I was probably moving around. I probably wasn't even in the studio when Tyrese came. And then when Tank showed up, I'm gonna be in the studio when Tank go though. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Tank. My boy ended up, knowing Tank, calling him, and Tank came through, and he was humble about it, and he liked my energy, and he knew I had the female crowd. He had the female crowd, so it was just the end thing to do. I think he was the only big feature on that album at the time, and it was just a good thing, man. He came through for me in the clutch. We ended up shooting a dope video called "Tonight I'm Yours." To this day, the song was one of the biggest ringtone songs, because that's when ringtones first started coming out.
Oh my God, those were so annoying. And we used to pay for them.
Yeah,
that's
so I killed them on the ringtones. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tank. And I always be loyal to the people and thankful for the people that helped me, like, because that was a real boss move. Like, and he didn't have to do that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it helped his career too, because, we shot a dope video for it. Eric White did the video. Eric White is a huge director now. He, directs mad films and stuff like that. So, it was just it was a whole vibe, man.
I mean, the fact that, going back to the ringtone thing, it's like the fact that we paid $2 and $3 for a 30-second clip when your phone rings is ingenious. Like, I would love to know who came up with that concept. It was 30 seconds, and we paid and we would buy them in bulk. So you wouldn't just get one ringtone. It's like, no, I need this song, I need that song. Like, calling me, I'm sure, killed with ringtones too. Like, I could see the phone ringing.
Right, calling me killed them. Calling me killed them with the ringtones. That was that ringtone game, man. Like, that was crazy. Ringtones was like the TikTok of now. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That is very true.
That is very ringtone was a TikTok. You better make a ringtone song.
And you
that's why I said tonight yours, turning off my two-way, turning off my phone. Every song I had a phone in it. Calling me.
This is true.
I was trying to ringtone it out.
Listen, you were the master of marketing.
I was trying to ringtone it out, bro.
You were the master of marketing before it became a thing.
Yo,
because that right there.
I was trying to ringtone it out.
Link it. I ain't even mad about it. I ain't even mad about it. All right, let's fast forward to current day. So now, BMF. Talk to me about it.
BMF, man, just a blessing that fell in my lap, man. A blessing that fell in my lap.
What does that even, everything falls in your lap. Like you're landing in LA and meeting the people that broker your deal. What does that even mean? How did this happen?
Man, just BMF. Shout out to Tasha, shout out to 50. I gotta start off by saying that. Shout out to Randy, Ian, Meech, the family of Meech, Free Big Meech. It was just a blessing, man. I worked with Tasha Smith on a project before that called When Love Kills. I had a very small part, one-liner in it. And, just she liked the way I handled myself with that one-liner. Like, it wasn't about the money. I just wanted to, even though it was one line, I just tried to audition and deliver that one line the best I could ever deliver. So she peeped that. And when she had the opportunity to direct BMF and I sent my audition and she happened to see the audition and she was like, I wanted to work with him again since the When Love Kills because I seen his work ethic. So
nice.
I think she had a huge part of me getting a role. But also before that, I used to run into 50 all the time because my cousin used to do some part-time security for 50. He had a street security. He had his real security, but then he got a street security too. Like as an artist, you always got to roll with some people too that know the area of town you in, whatever. So my cousins is one of them people that roll with 50 and stuff. So he used to just be like, yo, I got 5 in town, just pull up, and I would just be that fly on the wall, that dude in the corner,
Ready.
And he'd just be like, he'd look twice like, all right, dog. Like we wouldn't really say much. It was just like, what up, Fifth? And then always a respect thing. I hit him with that $1 million smile. What up, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, and seeing me repeatedly probably just turned into something.
Sometimes it's about presence.
So I don't know if that's the case, but I know 50 didn't know I was on the show till we did the table reading the first time. So it wasn't like, I don't feel like in my heart he actually said, oh, put him on the show. I think it was more Tasha Smith.
Which he trusts Tasha, so
yeah.
he said this is what she wanted.
Yeah, and of course I did my thing on the audition. But the audition, I went in like, I was almost tired of auditioning over and over because it had been a while since I did anything. Because in the acting world, it's up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the COVID going on, acting was real slow. And I wasn't getting any work at the time. And I was kind of getting distracted. Not distracted, but I was kind of getting discouraged. Discouraged at the time. And I'm like, you know what? Not discouraged to quit acting, but to do my own projects. Because I'm like, I'm tired of waiting on a yes. So I ended up writing 30 scripts.
What?
I ended up writing 30 film and TV scripts.
Over the course of what time? Over the course of how
5
long?
years.
Okay, well.
From 2017 to 2022.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You have a lot of creative juices in you, clearly.
Yeah.
Between lyrics and now you're writing scripts and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get there.
Yeah.
All right, so that we have this. Talk to me about this water line. Why did you name it this?
Water line, unwind water bottle. It's water and wine bottles. These are not my wine bottles right
I'm
now,
about to
evidently.
say
But these are my sample bottles. Them bottles cost too much. I can't just get those out, dog.
Well, I'm promoting, so I'm drinking.
But it's just as good. What you think, bro? I want your honest opinion.
I'm thirsty.
Now it's the best time to drink it if you're thirsty.
Yeah, I'm thirsty. So it's. I like the simplicity of it, honestly. Like the fact that
now you gotta taste it again, dog. It has no aftertaste, bro. It has no aftertaste. It's water.
Is water supposed to have an aftertaste?
Pure. Some do. Some do. Is be like nasty, right?
Park is trash. Okay,
right.
Got it again.
Right. You gotta see the clearness of that.
What?
Taste
not
the
trying
purity.
to swim in
Taste the purity of that.
I'm not
you
trying
know
to
what I'm saying?
In it. Yeah, this is
about to hit you the commercial in a minute. Unwind water bottle. Brought to you by.
I actually
your
figured
boy
you
Lil
might
Zane.
would, knowing how impromptu you are. I figured you actually might would.
You know what I'm saying? Unwind water bottle brought to you by your boy Lil Zane, rapper / multi-platinum rapper / actor that has a water
Lord.
bottle. It's called Unwind Alkaline Water. Unwind.
I signed up for this. I just want to say I did sign up for this.
Let me tell you how I came up with it though. So I drink a lot of water. I run 5 miles a day, right? So my wifey like, boy, I wish I could be like you and drink water because she drink a lot of wine. So I said, trick yourself, put it in the wine bottle. And I walked off and then I turned around and I'm like, that's it. What we call it though? And she was like, no water, no wine. I was like, nah, unwind. Unwind. Because it's in a wine bottle, but it's not wine. So we call it unwind.
You actually that
It
tagline
started going crazy.
That tagline is actually you have to tell the story behind it because that
Yeah.
story
Really
made it.
Come unwind
make
with
sense.
us. Come unwind with us. Unwind, have a good time. Hydration is essential. Hydration with a twist. I got a
You
bunch
should
of
start a
different.
marketing firm. You're very good.
I
at
do
this.
have a marketing firm.
See, how did I know that?
Yeah.
You should
Definitely.
We should think about that. All right, last thing.
You need a marketer? Come to Death Row.
Wait.
You need a marketer?
Wait.
And ain't gonna have everybody taking all your marketing money?
Hold on, Suge.
Come to Death Row.
Hold on, Suge. I'm not coming.
Hey man, I was silly this
I'm
morning. It's
done.
the water, bro. The water.
That's
Bro. Oh, you know
what
what
it
I took earlier too? I
What?
took some black seed oil.
What is that? What is that?
It's something good for your body. So it got me
Oh,
feeling like
It's-
just really just, just loose and just, I feel good, bro.
Is that on the same level as like elderberry and sea moss? Is it on that same
Yeah,
space?
it's like sea moss in it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
God,
I'm really on them natural vibes. My water's alkaline, you know what I mean? I'm really like on a crazy health tip right now, man. Like
I
really,
mean, we ain't
really.
getting no younger, so I'm not because I'm only older than you by I think 3 years. So I get it.
Yeah,
we're not
right,
getting
right,
younger, so
right.
we gotta,
Hey,
keep
listen,
it
bro. Me telling my age on here, bro.
Your age.
If you want to be old,
If
you want to be old,
That's what we
you
doing?
be old alone.
That's what we doing.
All right. As soon as we came on here, you was like, "Yeah, I'm 43." I'm like, "This dude, bold."
I am proud because I don't look for
No. I know I don't look my age, but still, it's
Yeah.
like women don't tell their age. Why we telling ours?
You already. I'm not even about to go there. I'm
Equal rights, dog.
That's what we doing.
Equal rights, dog.
Oh my God.
They don't tell their age. The girl be like, "How old are you?" I be like, "Guess."
You realize they can Google you, which is probably things you say. and
Google's wrong.
immediately- That's what you going with.
Google's wrong.
That every place on Google's wrong.
Google's wrong.
You do realize when your first album came
Do you
out,
know you can go change my Wikipedia right now?
I can change that, but I can't change your album dates and stuff like that.
The album dates is right.
Exactly. So they
You
start
said
putting
my
that
age.
together.
You said
and
my
they start
age.
putting that together, they can tell your age.
I've always lied about my age.
I don't know if I'm impressed or
If I was
saddened.
younger, I would say I was older.
I don't know if I'm impressed or saddened.
If
by
I was older, I just won't tell you.
Last note. Last
But
note.
no cap though. I am a we are vampires right now. Cause we look young as hell,
It's
dog.
very true. Very, very true.
Bro, I would not know you was 43.
Nobody ever does. Nobody believes me.
Like, wow. I almost fell out the chair. Like, for real. Like, I didn't know you was 43, dog. Like,
Yeah,
straight up.
it's a thing.
What kind of water you drink?
Now I drink unwind.
Oh, this
See?
my
Listen,
dog.
look at that.
I
Now
was
I
about to
drink
hit you
unwind.
with it.
I
I
knew
was
you
just
was
about
gonna
to
beat
say,
you to the punch.
what kind of water you drink? I tried to kick you under the table. I was like, boy, you better say wine.
You're not
boy.
close enough for you to
look,
kick me
look,
in.
look, dog, it's my dog right there. See, you just became my dog. Cause you knew what to say. Like, I ain't had to prep you. Like,
I told you like the marketing.
I did not
master,
pay him. I did
knew.
not pay him for that either.
He really
I
didn't.
promise you.
He really didn't. But
He
I
said-
already knew.
He said, now I'm drinking unwind.
I knew where you were going with that. So I was like, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play the game.
Man, you my dog,
I'm
bro.
gonna play the game with you.
I come back to your show anytime, bro.
Y'all heard that, right?
I
So
come back to your show anytime, dog.
Kai, that's over there. That's the boss in the corner. Y'all know my homegirl Kai. She makes all this magic happen.
You know I'm a hustler too, dog. I got cases in the car. You know what I'm
Oh my
saying?
God. Okay.
If you,
we're done with that. We're done with that. All right. So since you were okay, final thought. Anything you want
Yes.
to leave with the people about you or just your journey? Any advice that you want to leave for people? 'Cause
Man.
you've had a very good run.
Man, I'm still having a good run, man. I just want to just say, put God first, man. People say that, but really do it. Put God first, man. Put your dreams first. You know what I'm saying? Put your dreams ahead of your fears.
Okay.
Put your dreams ahead of your fears, man. Like, put
I
your
can rock
dreams
with
ahead of my dreams are bigger than my fears. My ambitions are bigger than my ambitions are bigger than my needs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That was good. I was waiting to see how what you gonna put on the edge of that.
yeah, nah. Like, cause sometimes you feel like, oh, I need this, but it's like my ambitions are, it's like I'm ambitious, bro. And so, like, to answer your question, just what advice would I give? Just, do what I just said. Put your dreams before your fears, man, and just go out there and do it. You're never too young. You're never too old. Be a vampire. Don't put no age on yourself. We're the only culture that does that.
This is true. This is
Black
very
people, stop putting a limit on yourself. Stop putting a limit on yourself. We say we too young to do this. He too young to have all that money. When I had all the money when I was young, I was too young to have it.
true. It's true.
You get what I'm saying? Like, what age you supposed to be a millionaire?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like when you get older, they try to say, well, you too older to be doing that. Or, you know, we quick to throw the OG on it, the triple OG. Like, you know, boy, you look older than me. I'm not your OG. You know what I'm saying? I tell them, you look older than me,
They
boy.
are aging hard.
You my OG. You know what I'm saying? I tell dude, like, come on, man. Like, but it be real. And it's not about, you know, because you got to embrace life. You know, we all getting older. We all getting older. But you could get older, but you could get smarter. You can get healthier.
Very true.
You know, you could be healthier now than you were yesterday.
This is very true.
Come on, bro.
This is very true.
Come on, bro.
My eating habits are.
You was drinking Dasani yesterday. You drinking unwind today. You got better already. You got better, boy. You changing your
Turn
life.
off his mic.
You
Turn
changing your
turn off his mic. That's where we're at now. Turn off his mic. That's where we're at now. Special thanks to our guest.
Yeah, man. Yo, he actually turned my mic
I know,
off
I
too.
was like, oh my God,
hey,
yes, he
bro,
turned
you
it
got
off.
some real.
Good job, Mesh.
You
That's
got
what
some
I'm talking
real.
about.
You got some real friends, bro.
Shouts out to my engineer, Mesh. Thank you for
Man,
actually following through
I ain't
on
never
that.
been in an interview when they actually really cut the mic
I
off.
didn't know he was actually gonna do that. I'm not,
Yo,
he know he's actually gonna
He
do
has
that.
a job. If you fire him, I'm hiring
not
him.
gonna- I
You
can't-
ever fire?
I
Hey,
can't
come
do
work
that.
for Death Row, man.
No.
If he fire you, come
You
to
don't
Death
want to
Row.
go anywhere that's called Death Row. Have we learned nothing from Suge Knight?
Listen,
Nothing
bro.
Death Row. We're not doing that.
Man, Suge was cool, man.
We're not doing this. Okay.
Suge was cool. Free Suge Knight, man.
Special thanks to our guest today, Lil Zane, for
What
an
up?
amazing interview.
Thank you
I
for having
appreciate
me,
you,
man.
sir. And I'm going to add to that and say, you said something in your other interview that I actually like, and you said keeping your confidence.
Keeping your
and I actually
confidence,
like
man.
that. So I'm going to end on that. Make sure you keep your confidence. Don't let people chip away at it. Don't let people downgrade it. Keep your confidence.
Because you are a
that-
star if you believe you are.
And shine bright like a diamond.
You are a star if you believe you are.
All right, so we will see you guys same time, same place on Blend Blazers podcast with your host, Ricardo D. Rice.
Cheer. No, I had to get the last word.
Clearly, you just want to let me have that. Clearly, you had to get that.